Good morning, evening, or afternoon. I'm the Mainly Digger. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a good time. This video is about lighthouses, haunted lighthouses. Every time I talk about hauntings or the Maine coast, I mention lighthouses. I love lighthouses. They're gorgeous, but they're all haunted. All of them, every single one of them. And this is my list of haunted houses, or not haunted houses, haunted lighthouses. Please watch, enjoy. I didn't do 10. This isn't like a top 10. This is more like a top 5. I don't know. We'll see. Tell me about it. Put it in the comments. Who knows? I had a good time. I love haunted stories. I love lighthouses. I think I said that already. But the haunted lighthouses in Maine. Top haunted lighthouses in Maine. Right here. Mainly Dig Out. So this is my first lighthouse ghost story, and it is of the Boone Island whaling ghost. Mrs. Bright, which was a widow to the lighthouse attendant, is whale during storm. And the pre-story to her ghost story goes like this. Newlywed couple become lighthouse attendants on some isolated island out in the Maine coast. Her husband becomes gravely injured, tries to recover. She is forced to keep the light going. When a ship notices the light starting to dim, they send somebody out to the coast, or not the coast, the island, to check on the lighthouse attendants. He's dead. She's pretty much crazy, trying to, take care of him, and grief and whatever. And I think she kills herself or something like that. Either way, you can hear a whale during a storm. This is Boone Island. It is legitimately in the middle of the ocean. Point being that it is isolated. Just to give you an idea, this is how isolated it is. I don't know the exact mileage, but it's out in the middle of nowhere. That's all I know. It's a little island out in the middle of nowhere. The next lighthouse, and it's probably my favorite lighthouse, is Owl's Head Lighthouse. It is from the 1823. That's just from my memory. It's, like I said, it's one of my favorite lighthouses. It is reportedly to be the most haunted lighthouse, either in Maine or on the East Coast. I would debate that. The ghost story goes that it's haunted by a couple. The old lighthouse keepers. The male lighthouse keeper, you'll see him on the stairway doing his job on a foggy night or foggy day, and his wife is in the house, which is to the left of this picture, which I don't have a picture of, but you'll hear her crashing around in the dishes or whatever. So yeah, I just read this ghost story earlier in one of my creepy Maine stories. Was about the dog on Owl's Head, which is apparently their dog also. So they died, and they left the dog who did not survive them dying. Poor Spot starved to death, which is horrible. So this is the stairway that you'll see the old ghost lighthouse keeper on. It's a newer staircase. I don't know if the story, I doubt the story is true, but it's a gorgeous view. And so the Owl's Head Lighthouse is a lighthouse for Penobscot Bay, or the west part of Penobscot Bay. So yeah, if it's in Penobscot Bay, it could be haunted by anything. That, like I said, that is like a graveyard of ships. But if you look up the coast, you'll see the Camden Hill State Park, Camden, Rockport, Rockland, all gorgeous spots to visit. I've said it before, Camden, that's more of a day trip. You don't want to stay there overnight. It's kind of expensive. But you stay in Rockland or Rockport, you'll be all right. It's a gorgeous area. The next lighthouse, I'm laughing because I don't know how to pronounce this lighthouse, is the Matinicus Rock Lighthouse. If I say it fast enough, maybe people just accept it. There were 3 lighthouses. Now there's only 2 lighthouses. One of the lighthouses is locked up because there's so much paranormal activity there. Apparently dishes crashing, plates flying, stuff like that. Ghost stuff. So the lighthouse sits on a rock, so there's no shoreline. So there hasn't been any type of paranormal investigation that has taken place that I've read about, because it's hard to get there. But it's been reported that there's been multiple different suicides, mostly lighthouse attendants or their keepers or their families, just because of the isolation. It's the same, like I said, the lighthouse stories, like ghost house stories, are pretty much all the same. It's always the lighthouse attendant and their family. I would debate that this is probably the most haunted island, at least in Maine. There's been a lot of spiritual activity reported on this island. A lot of Native American activity has been reported on this. So this is the Portland Headlight in Cape Elizabeth. It is one of the oldest lighthouse. It is the oldest lighthouse in Maine, and I think it was commissioned by George Washington or somebody like that. But it is the oldest lighthouse in Maine. At one time, it had oil lamps. It doesn't anymore, but it is the iconic Maine lighthouse. Everybody goes to see it. It's well known. It's gorgeous, and it's reportedly haunted. The hauntings come from the past innkeepers. The story goes is they died, and the lighthouse, or the light, went on for like a week or to a month later, depending on the story. Kind of a lame ghost story, but it's still like the iconic Maine ghost or Maine lighthouse. The next lighthouse and the very last lighthouse is Seguin Island Lighthouse. I don't know if that's how that's pronounced. If you know how to pronounce it, let me know. I don't know. So this lighthouse is in Bath, off of Georgetown, Pittsburgh. That area is there's so much history there. Watch my past videos and you'll see Popham, Fort Popham, Fort Baldwin. Anyway, there's an island there. There's a lighthouse there, and it's probably one of the most haunted lighthouses. I wanted to save this for last because it's the example I use all the time in my videos of a haunted lighthouse. This is the lighthouse where a lighthouse keeper took over, a newlywed, and his wife was sad, going crazy from boredom. So he got her a piano. And the funny thing is, she only knew one song. And she would play this song over and over and over to kill boredom. Well, it drove him crazy, and he first took an axe to the piano and then took an axe to her, unfortunately. And now it is haunted. I'm not lying. Lighthouses are creepy. They're cool and beautiful in the daytime, but they are creepy. Mainly dig out.